Hello, today I'll be showing you on how to create a live option website in React using Firebase for your authentication, for your storage, and for your data. So this will be our end goal, and you can see, let me log out. When I press bid, the user will obviously need to be logged in to bid on this owl, so I can log in. So let me log in at test@test.com. Copy this, so maybe I don't need to retype. Password will be password. Once I'm logged in, you can see cancel option, so that means I'm the owner of this. So I'll open another window called test B. Password will be password. I log in, and test B is the owner of this fish tank. So you can see that I can bid in real time the price. If I press bid, it changes right here. So it has like this socket.io field, but it's not really socket.io. It's just they're listening to event listener or observer. And yeah, so if I press this cancel option, this will be gone, and it's gone. And if I log in as another user, so I can bid against myself, which is test C password, and let me go here, and I can bid. It keeps increasing. So at the moment, I don't have a notification every time you get outbid, but I plan to add that with a live auction using WebRTC. So you can see the user or the auctioneer, and I have my idea that the auctioneer with the white wig and the judge or the judge hammer, auction item A being sold for this, going once, going twice, sold to the man in the blue dress. But yeah, so why don't I begin? So I have a starter file that I'll link below the video. Pretty much what it has is this, just a regular React project using React scripts. I have downloaded React Bootstrap. This is not a CSS UI tutorial, but yeah, so it has pretty much in the index.js. The only interesting thing is line 4, I tell them to use or apply Bootstrap throughout the whole project, render the app, and the app will render hello there. So this component file is not inside here, so you can delete that. But these assets also will have the logo of the website, and you can see right here. So let's begin building. So let's go here. Once you download my project, first thing you need to do is npm install to download all the dependency. Once you finish installing, you can type your npm start, and it should display hello world, or not hello world but hello there, and you can see. So what I want to do is to create the authentication or the top section, the logo, the buttons if you're not logged in, which is register login. If you're logged in, it should show like who's logged in and give you the function to log out. Once we finish that, we can do the options. So let's I'll just keep this open, and let's begin. So here, app.js, I want to create a component folder to keep track of all my components and make it tidy. So inside my components folder, it must be inside source. Well, doesn't have to, but I'm putting it inside components. I'm going to create another folder inside component called authentication, and the reason I do this is to keep it module and make sure it doesn't just to keep it nice and structured, organized. So authentication, and inside here I'm going to create a nav comp.js, and I'm going to create another folder for later, which is called options. And inside this nav comp, I'm just going to type refc. So I'm using ES7 Redux React Native blah 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 snippets, and it allows me to do this, which is tell them to create a React arrow function component. So refc again, and this is my nav bar. So to test, I can just say hello nav here, and tell this app.js to no longer render this, but to render the nav bar. So nav comp. So VS Code has IntelliSense, and they can help you import, and you can see now hello nav here. So it has been updated. So why don't we begin? We'll be using, well, I'll be utilizing the emit and bootstrap classes. So I can begin. Nav dot, on this nav we have a class called container, and this another class called nav bar, and another class called sticky, another class called nav bar light, another class called bg light, which tells, I mean, you can read more on what all these classes do in our bootstrap documentation. So inside here, I want to have a div element with a class called container fluid to keep it responsive, and inside there I want a nav bar brand, nav bar brand, and inside it I want an image. Okay, so inside this image I need to tell them to reference to the image, which is in the assets folder, and that's our logo. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to say import logo image or img from exit this folder, so assets, and need to tell them logo.png, make sure I'm correct, logo.png, yep. So from here I'll just say logo image, and this alt, it can be, you know, the name of what it is, logo, and I want to give it a height of 75, and let's see if this works. So save, and voila. So now this works. Now let's go create the buttons. So the buttons, I want to create a new div with a display flags, and inside there I want to call, so I can, you know, have the two buttons vertically aligned. No, not vertically, but horizontally. And from here I just say login and register, but you know, this is not a button, this is just text, so this is just placeholder. So I'm going to create a new file or component called login comp.js, and another one called register comp.js. refc, this will be register, and login refc, and login, and now I just need to update this to render the components now. So login comp, register comp, save, should be the same thing, that's fine. And now why don't we begin? So register, we want it to be a button instead of just text. So when the user clicks, I want to display a model, and we're going to use a React model for that. So let's do the button first. So it'll be btn, no, not primary, but outline secondary, and I want margin xs2, save this, and we can just say register, save this, and you can see now it's here. When the user clicks, we want to show model, so why don't we do the model now, and let's wrap this in a fragment, because React, we need to return only one parent element, but we want to have two, which is our model here, and this should be React Bootstrap. The reason I use React Bootstrap and not Bootstrap, oh, actually it's right here, React Bootstrap, is because I can, like, you know, have extra property such as all this centered, yes, instead of typing, you know, model, then center, then typing everything. I mean, they work the same, to be honest. So show, I want to tell them show on this variable. If this variable is true, we'll do it later. On the height, what do we want to do? We'll leave it alone for now. And for now, I just want to show model.header that has a model.title, and the title should be register. Looks like there's a mess up here. And now we need to tell them like when to show and when to hide. So to do that, we're going to create a variable called show form and set show form that is a use state. So I'm using hooks. If you are unsure on how it works, I suggest reading the Facebook documents. And in the beginning, we want false, so it doesn't display it. And we can pretty much say here, we want to create a function that displays and hides it. So we can call it, once open form. What do we want to do with the open form? What we want to do is to set show form true, and another one called close form to false. So pretty much what I'm telling them is once I click this open form or run this function, this show form will be true, and once this is true, the model will be displayed. If I click the close form, this will be false and the model will not be displayed. And here, so on the hide, I want the close form. And to trigger the open form, I tell them, when the user click on this register or this button, we just want to open form. I save it, go here, test it, and you can see register. That works. So now this works. Let's add the rest. So we want model.body, and we also want one more, which is a footer, which is where we'll put our buttons. So in the body, we want to put the fields, the email, the password, and the confirm password. To do that, we just put form.group. I need to I have form here, so it looks like they auto import for me. Form.group and form.label. We tell them the label, and this label will be email, address, and one more it will be controller. I'll just type form.controller. Type, I want to tell them the type to be email, so they're using HTML validation. When we submit and it's not email type, they will give us, please use email type. We tell them it's also required, and that's pretty much it. So do this 2 more time for password and confirm password. So password, and this will be obviously password. The password type will hide the text with a ... So this will be confirm password, and let's test it, and you can see, so hides it. So now the footer, we just need to add the button. So another thing is I also want to wrap this whole module in a form, so I can control, and when on press button submit, just run the form itself. So here, and on submit, what do we want to do? We're going to create a function called submit form, and for now I'll just copy this, paste this. It's going to contain e, and what do I want to do? e.prevent default, and now the buttons. So button, let's see, from Bootstrap, nope, React Bootstrap, yes, and just double check it. So I want a variant of secondary, and this button will be pencil. We're going to have one more button called register, and this type, type is submit, if I can spell. When the user clicks on pencil, what do I want it to do? I want to close form, And let's test this. Refresh, click here, click. Okay, so I need to change this to primary, but if I click this, validation kicks in. Click here, validation, yep, validation, click, nothing should happen, that's good. So this should be primary. And now, for now, why don't we console.log what we have typed, and to do that, we need to listen, or at least I add a state, or tell them set a value to each input. Usually I will use use state and tell them the email state, password state, password state, and when I click it I want to change the state. But for now I'm just going to use ref. So const email ref host use ref, and 3 times because we have password. So let me go here, password, and the last one is CMF password. And to bind it or link it, we just tell them ref email ref password ref, and this is ref CMF password ref. And when I click submit form, one console.log, how do I console.log? I want to say email is email ref.current.value. Repeat it 3 times. This will be password ref. This is so this, and one password ref, so password. And obviously we also want to do validation because currently we only have validation to make sure required, but not validation to make sure they match. So the way to do this is we can say if password ref dot current dot value is not equals to CMF password ref dot current dot value, what do we want to do? We want to set a error or console.log. Well, for now, why don't we make another use state that keep tracks of our error. So error, so set error, and this should be empty string. So when there's error or when the validation fail, we want to return set error password does not match passwords, and display the error above above the module.body. To do that, we say if error exists, what do we want to do? We want to put an alert. So I think it's this. We'll just add it later. Alert, and we want to alert display the error in the alert, and tell them alert. So where is that alert? And variant, since it's error, it should be danger. Let's save this, test this, refresh, go here, still works. Just go here, ABC, EFG, password does not match. I put 1, password does not match. I put ABC, password matches, but we need to hide this again. So what we want to do is every time when we submit, we also want to clear the error. So set error and clear it. And since we're only going to console it if everything passes. So here ABC, EFG, password does not match. I put this ABC, and now we get it. So this is login prompt is pretty familiar or similar. What we just need to do is copy this, go to login prompt, paste this, make sure you have the dependencies or you're importing the correct correct stuff. So let's go here, and let's see what do we need in login, or what do we not need. We don't need confirm password. Submit, there will be a submit error, we can keep it. We don't have this, there's no confirm password. Don't need this. Unclick, it should be login, danger alert error, that's fine. In case wrong password, we can remove this, secondary, primary, and login. Save this and test it. Register, login, register, and let's go here, right here, and actually we want to show, so ABC at this, and yep, correct. So now we want to store the authentication, or at least save it somewhere. What we're going to use is Firebase. We have not used it, just register, use it, and once you finish you'll have this, and just click add project. When you auctioneer, don't need analytics, it's going to take a while. So since we're waiting, why don't we add a Firebase dependency, since we're going to use it. So to do that, we type npm i.sol Firebase, and since we're doing this, let's download the other dependency called framer motion, and press enter, and it should be done. Yep, done. So once we're here, we're going to use authentication for the authentication, Firestore to keep track of the auction details and everything, and storage to store the the pictures, the images. So let's go authentication. Let's get started. Let's for now we're only going to use email and password. If you want to use the rest, just read the dot, and it's pretty similar. We also want to use Firestore, create database. Let's do it test mode. Yep, we don't care. And let's check if it's done. It's done. So while we're waiting for this, let's go to our source. Let's go create a folder called config, and here is our firebase.js. And any moment now, well, since we're waiting and this is done, why don't we do this? So since we're going to use Firebase, we need to import Firebase from Firebase app, and we need to use well, not me, but we are going to use Firebase also off, and this will be storage and Firestore. And what we want to do is later we'll have a cons, or we need the authentication fields such as the API key, project ID, etc. But for now, why don't we just make it, and we can fill in the rest. Firebase.initialize app, and we need to tell them the options or the keys and the values. So we'll do that later. And what we want to do is export fonts timestamp, so we can use this in our Firestore later to filter the data by getting the latest, which is firebase.firestore.fieldValue.server timestamp. You can see what it does if you mouse over and they tell you everything. You go here, they tell you. We also want to import more, so well, not import but export, so we can use it throughout our project. Firestore app, and this is app.firestore export fonts storage app storage, and the last one will be the auth. So export fonts auth app.auth. Let's see, yep, it's done. And now we need storage. Well, storage is already set up. The only thing we need to do is change our rules and make it public. This is not great, but you know, this is just a development, and if you're serious, you can play around with the rules and all those. So as I mentioned, we need the keys and the APIs. So to do that, we just go project settings and create a web app. And just for this option here, register app. Okay. Yep, continue. Oh, well, actually it's here. We can just copy this and paste this here, save this, and that's pretty much it. Now we need to create a context. So I'm going to use context API as our state management, and not Redux, because you know it's a small project and Redux is overkill and it takes a long time to set up. So I'm going to create a folder called context. Inside that folder, I'm going to create a auth context.js file, and here we're going to tell them export fonts auth context. And what is this? It's going to create a context, and I want to export fonts of provider, which is going to take in the React children, and return the auth context.provider. Sorry, I forgot this. And that will return back the children. Well, pretty much it just wraps the children or the whole app with the provider, and we can just like, you know, send in the data and values which the children or the app will have access to. So here, since we're going to do authentication, we want to not outlet but const current user set current user new state, and by default is null. So once we log in, we're going to assign the current user to the user that is currently logged in. We also want a fonts login and register and log out. So the login will obviously take in a password. No, it should be taking email first and password. So it's the same as register. And logout doesn't need anything. We want to make this actually don't need to make it async. We can when we call it, we can make that asynchronous. So let's see. So yep. So this is it. And what we want to do is to when we, let's say, register, so let's register at the top since we're going to register first. We want to return auth app, and the auth app is from the Firebase right here, app.auth app, and you can see like all the function that comes with it. What we need is just a create user with email and password, and just submit the email, password with it. Login will be similar, return auth app.sign in with email and password, and it's going to require email, password, and the logout will be return auth app.sign out, and this is pretty much it. So you're wondering, that cannot be it, and yeah. So when we register, how are we going to assign, like tell them the current user is what it is for the registered user and the login user? well, we're going to use a use effect, and what we're going to do is to listen on the off app state. I mean, like, we're going to subscribe to a listener and just listen every time that changes. We're going to put that user as, you know, as the user that is the state that it listened to. So I'll just type it first. Use effect. Use effect will, we want to tell them to run. Okay, so I just want to tell them to run once. So we give them an empty array. What we want to do is make a function called subscribe, and this subscribe, what we do is off app dot on off state change. So every time it changes, so when we register, the off state changes. When we log in, it changes. Log out, changes. And you can mouse over and reset as an observer for change to the user sign in state. And what this is going to give us is a user, and we're going to just say, you know, when there's a change, set current user to that user, and what I want to do is return subscribe, and that's pretty much it. And now we want to pass along or give it value so that children can have access to, you know, current user register pretty much everything that they need. So current user register, log in, log out, and that should be it. And actually, I want to also create one more state called loading, and set loading in case it takes a while, and loading should be true by default. So once it runs this, once it finishes, we want set loading to be false. And yeah, so once it finishes false, and to use it, we just tell them if loading is false, return the children, or else, you know, just wait for it to finish. Let's do it. Let's go here, see if there's any issue. No issue. Well, actually I haven't used it, so let's go here and wrap this in the auth provider, and let's go here and see any, well, compiling. Let's close this, let's shrink this and refresh. Still no issues. So now what we want to do is go to the register component, and if it doesn't, instead of console log, now we want to register or add it to the user. So I'm going to use the try hatch err. Since I have an error, I can say set error to the error, and I want to just display the message. And what do we want to try? We want to tell them that we want to use register, and to use that we just need to you know, declare. So const register, destructure it from use context. So I want to use a context. What context I want to use? I want to use all context, and from here I just tell them try hatch. So okay, so I want to async, so await register, and remember register, we just need to submit the email and password, and the email will be email current value, and password is password ref.current.value, and that should be it. Well, actually, once they register, what I want to do is also to close the form, and let's save this, and let's double check authentication. There's no one here, so let's go and register sa@test.com. just copy and paste. I'm going to type it later. Pass. So the good thing about the authentication provided by Firebase is that they have validation. So if the password is less than 6 characters, it shows you password that should at least be 6 characters. If I put, yeah, so if I put bold password now, it should work. Register, login, high state, yep. And if I refresh, that's A. So we finished register. But once you're registered, you already log in, and we don't want to display this. We want to display something else, such as the user's email and the logout button. So why don't we do that? And since we're here, remove this console.log. We don't need anymore. Let's go nav. So to tell if a user is logged in, we need to look at the current user and see if it exists, because if current user exists, that means they're pretty much logged in. If it doesn't exist, they're not logged in. And we can just say on's current user, the structure from use context. What context? All context. All context. And I can just pretty much say here current user. If current user exists, what do we want to do? If it doesn't exist, we want to show this. And let's wrap this in a fragment, and let's just give this null for now, so there's no error. Okay, so now we need to tell them if it exists. What do we want to do? Well, let's wrap this in a fragment again, because I'm going to have multiple elements or tags inside. So I want to display btn outline secondary, btn outline secondary, and just give it margin x of 2. And yeah, so I want to display the current user.email and another button. So I can just pretty much copy this that says logout. And that should be fine. If I here, you can see, so I want to disable this button because I just want it for the look, so I can just say read only. Actually, I think I can say here read only. Nope. Actually disable. Let's see if it works. Yes. And when the user clicks on logout, what do we want to do? We want to run the logout function. And so we tell them we also want to have the logout function from the use context, and if they do that on click, what do we want to do? Run logout. Save this, refresh, click logout, I'm logged out. So let's do the login now. Login, very similar to register. Let's go to the login, and instead of this, we want to try hatch also. Try hatch error. If there's error, set error to invalid login. I'll just say for now instead of password or username. No, there's no username. Email. So this, I also want to tell them, cons, I'm going to use login from use state, not use state, but use context, from all contacts, and try await. Actually I need to make this async also. Actually, did I make this async? Yeah, I did. Actually it's not here, but here. So let me do this so it's easier to see. So await, and what do I want to do? Login. So it's email ref dot current dot value, and password ref dot current dot value. Save this. Once we finish, what do we want to do? We also want to close form, and let's try this. Refresh. We're not logged in, so no, test A at test. This is an error, but we can see password we have wrong, right? It just says invalid login. We put proper login, and it works. So now we're logged in, and pretty much it. We can log out, log in, create. Now we're done. Let's do the auction part. So let's go back, and so yeah, so actually when we log in, we also want to display this. If we're not logged in, don't show this. So let's do that, and let's close everything to make it tidier. Close all. Go here, components, or actually app here. So auction. Let's create a body.js refc. Instead of calling it body, we can call it auction body, and I want to display it below auction body. And yep, doesn't say anything, but we put this, you can see it right here. Okay, so let's begin. So what we want to do is to wrap this in a padding and put it in the container, so this words is in the center. So for now, I'm just going to say py padding y-axis 5 inside. I want a container, and inside that container, what do I want? Actually, let me just put this now, and let's say, yep, so it's centered. Hey, so we want the button, which is the add option. So why don't we just create that button for now? So add option.js refc add option, and that add option should also display the module. So it's pretty similar to the register, well, login. We can pretty much copy this and paste this. Let's add option, are we going to use state? No, so I think we can do this. Is we got button, form, model, alert, use ref. Yeah, I think this should be fine. So we have this, we don't have this. Well, actually we'll be using ref later, but not this type. So when we submit, for now, don't do anything. This will be rate option, so rate option, and below we don't want a module. Oh, well, actually this will be the button, add option, and this will be rate option, and from there, let's see. So we don't need email address. Okay, let's just remove this whole body, as we're going to use row and column, so that we have two inputs per row. So the way to do that is we can just tell them row, and column. Oh, I shouldn't delete. I should, never mind. Form group. Go here, and let's see the row column. Where's the row and the column? Where's the column? Never mind. We just add it here. And where did I add? So I don't want this, so I'm just going to say item title, and this title should be text and required yes. So this will be item title. Should I just call it item title ref? I'll just call it item title. And here, so yep, so this should be fine. Then we just need to duplicate this multiple times. So let's go to call. As I mentioned, 2 column per row, or 2 inputs per row. So item title and description, and text also item text. We'll add this later. Well, actually, I'll just do it here. We don't need this for now. Okay, so we have this. Okay, so item title, item description, then we need start price, and this should be number, and start price. You know what, I'm just going to create, so start price, we have start price, and that is item duration, and this one will be item image. item duration and item image. So where I'm in, so item duration should be also number, duration in hours. Okay, so item image and item image. This will be special because we'll just say, owner or seller. This, remove this. We already have that value from current user. Well, we need to use it, but pretty much. So let's get it. And yeah, so we're getting it as once we're logged in, we have access to current user throughout the whole pages or website. So once we have this, where's the seller? No need required. We want to put this what is our value, and current user dot email, and this should be read only, and this should be file type. Well, actually we need this. So the file, we're going to have a label to tell them like what it is. So tell them select option, or actually not option, item image, and we want it to be custom, custom, okay, and required. Save this. Let's go here and so, and this is submit for now on post form, and let's try and see. So we need to log in. We should get rid of that law, which is body. Oh yeah, so we want to add option to the body. So pretty much what we do is if current user exists, so we need to tell them we're going to use current user, once current user equals use contacts, what contacts, of contacts. If current user, what do we want to do? We want to display add option, and that's pretty much it. And let's test nothing when we log in. sa@test.com password, and you can see option. So we want to center that instead of putting it all the way there also. So let's go here. Let's see. Padding white container. Add option. I only want to so for this we need to justify well, why is add option a button? Oh yeah, we want a button. So we want a column, display flaps, and we want to justify the content. Justify content to the center, and pretty much it. Go here, save, and let's see, and yep, centered. When we click here, you can see everything we type. Item title, description, number, choose file, and the current user. Submit obviously does nothing. Yep, and console works. So let's do that. So to make this work, how I want to do is, let's go back to body. Let's create font option, set option equals use state, and it should be now. So what I have in mind, or what I would like to do, is that in the beginning there's no option because we haven't set it. So once we fill and submit option, we're going to run the set option to that option. Once we have that option, we want to run the progress bar. Well, we want to upload it to the storage, and while it's uploading to the storage, it tells us the progress of it, like is it almost done, or like 50% done, 80%. When it's done, when it's done uploading to the storage, we want to upload it to the Firebase database. And once everything finished, we want to set auction to be empty, because like the auction is already made. And once that is empty, get rid of the progress bar. So in that way, the progress bar depends on the auctions, and the only way to set auction outside the progress bar is using add auction. So I want to pass along a function called set auction to the add auction, and let's see, so it's going to expect the structure set auction. So once I finish, so let's save this. Once I finish all this, I want to run the set auction. So to even do this, I also need to validate, make sure the image is like image type and not PDF or music format or whatever. So why don't we do validation for that now? So once img types, and this will be image slash png I must spell, and this will be image.jpg image.jpg, and I think that's the top 3. So yep. So what we want to do here, if image types includes, well, if it doesn't include, so if it's not any of one of these 3, give it an error. So includes, and what do we want to include? We want the image, actually item image dot current dot, so instead of value is files, and we only want the first one, because usually in the file loader, there's ways to upload multiple, but ours is only upload one file at a time, and you can see the bunny snake, the screaming owl. So we only want the first item or the image, and get that type, and that type will return us what format or type it is. And we can just say here, so if it's the wrong format, what we want to do is set error, and just say please use a valid image extension, or it's a valid image. And if it's correct, what we want to do is to submit the set auction to the auction. So what we want to do is to let new auction, and what I want to have a new auction property. This is what we're going to put inside our Firestore. So we want the email to be current user.email to keep track of like who owns the item. Title, item title dot current value dot value, well, current dot value. Description, item description dot current dot value, and we want the current price, which is the price that the user has put, so it's called start price. So start price dot current dot value, and duration, duration will be item duration. So actually I don't want item duration. What I want to do is item duration plus the date it is today. So to do that, let's comment this out, and let's do the last one first. Item image, and item image dot current dot files, and the first image. So let's do the duration now. So first I need to tell them what's the current date, and due date, and let due date will be current date plus the the item duration. So once it reaches, it expires. So this will be current date dot set hours, and here current date dot get hours plus item duration dot current dot value. VALUE, I'm not sure. Okay, and this duration will be the due date. Why is this not highlighted? I'm using it. Am I misspelling? Oh, no, it takes a while. So once everything's done, what we want to do, set option to new option and just close the form. Okay, and let's test this out. And let's test that. Wow, the only thing we can test now is just the validation. So let's refresh just in case. A, B, C, E, F, G, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's choose a music format. Don't ask me why I have a national anthem of USSR. Yep, so please use a valid image. Where's my pictures? Random. I go here. And yep. Okay, so it closed the form earlier, so that means it worked. So we do again. Oh, deep. That's weird. Why did it close the form earlier? Let's try again. Just make sure. Sometimes it takes a while. Wait. Okay. Looks like something's wrong. Image types. If includes image, current files, 0.type, return, please use the image. So since we're here also, what I want to do is do console.log. And let's test this. Let's go here. Yeah, image, IMAG, JPEG, did I misspell? Yep, I misspelled. IMAG, JPEG, PNG, JPG. No wonder. So let's test this. Yep, it works, and it closed the form. So now we don't need a console. What is a console? Yep, we don't need this. So once we have this, as I mentioned, once we have the option, we want to submit it to our storage. Then once we finish the storage, it goes to the database. And the storage, we going to need a progress bar, to tell you how long it takes. So let's go here, option, and let's make a progress bar, progress bar.js, refc, and let's go body. So let's go here, and well, actually progress bar, should we be above or below? For now, I'm just going to put above, so it doesn't matter. So if there's an option, what do we want to do? We want to tell them progress bar. Yep, so I want this progress bar and to load. And this progress bar, I want to give it a value of option and set option. So to tell them progress bar on what. So option and set option. So it's progressing on this option, and once it finishes, I want to set the option to null, so this gets hidden. So set option to set option. Let's confirm, and this should be fine. So we should not be able to see anything, but let's see what's wrong. Let's go refresh. Yeah, I'm not too sure what ran wrong there, but yeah, that should be fine. Set option, and let's go to this progress bar, which will be here, and it's going to get in. Wow, set option, and is it capital A or small a? What do we want to return? We want to return the progress bar, and this is where we are going to use the framer motion. So instead of this div, I want to add a motion to it. Motion. Well, I need to import framer motion. So import framer motion. What do I want to import? Motion. and in front here motion.div, and I can just tell them 1, and from here I just tell them the style, height 5 pixels, background color, well actually no need, yeah, why not give it black, black, style, we need to tell them the initialize or initial, the starting value, and I want the width to be 0, and once it keeps loading I need to animate it every single time we get a new percentage. I want to change the width to what, for now let's give it 7%, but I want to change this 7 to dynamic, so why don't we do that? And to do that we want to also to add to your storage and cloud, we're going to make two custom hosts. So I'm going to make a file called hosts, and first one is going to be use storage.js, and the other one will be, well, we'll do that later. So this, what I want is fonts use storage, and it's going to take in a data which is the image, so I'll just say image. Well, actually not image but the option item, so yeah, sorry, was drinking water. So export fonts, well not fonts but default, and use storage. So I want to make two variables, halt progress and is complete. So every single time is the progress changes, we want to update the progress, and once the progress reaches 100%, once everything been downloaded, we want to send back is complete to true. So let's do the progress first. So progress, set progress, and use state will be 0, as we start at 0, fonts is completed, set is completed, and it's going to be use state, and for now it should be null. I mean you can turn to false, but for now I'll just put null. And what we want to do, as soon as a user, or as soon as we call this function, we want to push it to the storage, because use storage, and we also want to run this when we have an item. So as soon as we get the item, we run this. And what do we want to do? We want to measure storage ref, we want to storage app, and this, what I want, ref, you can see returns a reference for the given path. Okay, data dot, oh, it's not called data but item dot item image dot name. No, I'm going to use data because item dot item image. Let me change this to data. Okay, so what is this, right? Remember, in the new option, add option, we have a property called item image. So when they send us this data will be pretty much new option, and new option has a item type and the image. They have a property image, which is the file or the name of the image file. So that's pretty much what I want. Fonts collection ref close fire storage app and collection. I'm going to tell them to use options. So once I finish uploading to the storage, I want to update my what's that called, Firestore, and put everything of this except this inside it. So hey, so storage ref dot put. So you can see what it does, right? well, the data to upload. So we need to tell them what to upload. So data dot item image dot on. So this listens for events, or a listener pretty much, or a observer. So we need to tell them on what. We want to tell them on state change, when there's a change in state. So every time when there's upload or gigabyte or bytes that gets uploaded, this triggers it and runs it. So what are we going to do? It's going to return us a snapshot, but we just want the snap. And we're going to say let percentage equals snap dot byte transferred snap dot total bytes divided by 100. Well, actually times 100, since I already divide by. And I want to set progress to %. So yeah, so every time the progress keeps track. And once we finish that, there's an error also. Yep, so what happens if there's an error? So I say if there's an error, just on our console.log error. And once everything works, once this whole thing finish, actually you can see, so completed, once everything finish, what do we want it to do? We want to tell them async, or we want to upload it into the Firestore now. So now we want to include everything except this, and we want to add a new property called, to show them where to get the image from, and the ID and the date. So to get the image URL, we can just say, await storage ref, not storage app, storage ref dot get downloaded URL, then const rated add timestamp. The timestamp is from the config file, remember we create. And we want to make sure before we send this to the Firestore, we want to remove this item image, because that's pretty useless for us. We don't need it anymore, and it probably takes up space, unnecessary space. So data.item image and await collection ref, and actually .add. What do we want to add? We want to add the data. So add everything inside the data, but we already delete this, so currently it's going to add this, but we want to tell them to add more than that. So I'm telling them also add rated add and add image URL. So now in the database, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fields, which is email, title, description, current price, duration, rated add, and image URL. Okay, so once we finish this, we want to say set is completed to true, and okay, so once we finish that, then we also want to return the progress with it, and also is completed, and that should be it. And now let's go to the progress bar, and we just need to need both of them. So const progress is completed from what use storage that we just created, and what are we going to send along. Remember, the use storage is the data, and the data will be a new option. So we have the new option by the option, so we can just say option here. And we also want to have a use effect, and just run it every single time when is completed changes and set option changes. What do we want to do? We just want to make sure, if is completed, so everything has been done, yes, update while the image is inside the storage and update the Firestore. We want to tell them set auction to be false or null. And once this is null, this will be hidden because auction is only going to show the progress bar when the auction is not null, but we already set it to null when everything finished, and from there the user can keep adding data to the store, Firestore, and that is it. And let's see, and change this now to progress. Let's save this. Let's go here. We got nothing in, we got nothing here. Let's add owl pet owl 1 2 3 1 2 3 owl gang, submit, and you can see, and there's something wrong. So it looks like add dot, but let's see if it gets sent properly. Yep, so owl is here. Let's see the Firestore. So it looks like something went wrong, but okay. Collection rare Firestore app. Let's see. Oh wait, collection rare dot add. We're gonna add the data. We're gonna create add and image URL. That is fine. So what is wrong? Collection ref Firestore app collection options, and the data is add dot called with invalid data, unsupported field value. It's not really useful. Or created add. So something wrong with our created add. Created add is a timestamp. Oh, I think I know why. I'm so dumb. Should be this. And you know what? Let's refresh this. Make sure nothing gets added. And let's restart everything from scratch. Let's delete this. Delete. Try again. Owl. Add owl. 1 2 3. And yeah. Where's the owl? Submit, loading, done. And let's go here. There's no error this time. It's inside here. Good. Firestore. Right here, right here today. That's good. 1 2 3 pet owl from user, and yep. So this is also how we're going to get the image to display in the website later. So yeah. Okay, so that's good. Now we have finished adding auction. Why don't we display it now? So to display, we need to obviously get the data from the Firestore, and to get the data, I'm going to use create a new host called use Firestore.js. Let's remove this. refc. What we want to return the dots, everything inside the dots. So from here, I'm just going to tell them fonts dots set dots equals use state, and it's going to be an empty array because we want to be able to return more than one, and in the beginning it should be empty. So what we want to return, an object that is dots. So here use effect. Well, yeah, actually we want to use effect. So as soon as you call use Firebase, so we also want to pass something, and we want to pass the collection to tell them to look for which collection, and they look in the collection, go filter through all the documents and return the dots. So collection use effect and I want to listen on collection. So every time when collection changes, run this function, So pretty much similar to use storage. I'm going to create unsubscribe and fire store add dot collection dot on snapshot. Get in a snap. What do we want to do with it? We want to create a variable called documents, and it's going to be empty. Snap dot for each. We'll call it doc, and documents dot push. And what do we want to do? Docs, well actually it should be doc data. Give me all the data inside this, but I also want another data which is the ID, and it's not currently in here. So the way to do that, we can just say ID dot ID. And looks like there's an issue. I think it's this. Let's see. Oh, should be this. Remove this. Remove this. Yep. Okay, that's fine. And once you finish the for loop and looking through all of the documents, what do we want to do? We want to push it to the set docs. So set docs to documents, and make sure we want to return anonymous function, subscribe, and save it. And that's pretty much it. So let's go test it. And first of all, we don't need this. Go here. Let's go to body and tell them we want to use it. So hunt dots equals use Firestore. We want to tell them the collection. The collection will be options. Is it with S? Yes. Options. And that's pretty much it. So now we just need to filter if there's dots. Well, not if there's dots, but yeah, actually that's fine. So if there's dots, we want to show the part or the body of each one of them. So right here, so create, we don't need that. So let's go here, let's just test, make sure this works. Dots, if it's true, what do we want to do? We want to return a h1 and say dots exist, and also the like how many dots there are. So dots dot length, since it's an array. And let's go back. Dots exist 1. If I create a new one, so we had an out. So now let's go snake. Let's snake. Submit. Upload becomes 2. Refresh 2. And if I do this, well actually here, right? So I have 2. If I delete this, actually if I delete this, it should be 1. So actually let me open this, delete dots, delete, and it becomes 1. So yeah, pretty good. Since we delete the yep. Okay, so now we need to go here and just render this in the parts. So let's do that, and let's make component. So alt option part.js refc. Did I install the so actually one more thing we need to install. Okay, let me put all in one. It's called React Countdown. So let's see, there's an example live demo. Yep, so this is what we need, but instead of 10 seconds, obviously the time from today or from now to the time it ends. So once it's done, pretty much it. So, and the way to use it is renderer. I don't want that. Renderer. And yeah, so the way we're going to use it is we return a countdown. We tell them the date that it should end, and the renderer we tell them like what to render. So let's do that. Let's open here since I don't have this. Yep, let's type in npm install is there a dash? Yeah, React countdown. So React countdown. Just make sure it's correct. That's good. So card will be here. What we're gonna return, we're gonna return the card itself. So let's go return the card, and okay, it's done. So what we want to do, let's go here, return countdown, and we need to tell them what to return. So the date will be okay, so the card option card will be taking in the data. So for each of the option in the database, we're going to run this, and this will be the card itself. So you can view it as, so we need to look at the where is it, duration. Yep, duration. So what we want is let countdown date, or actually expired date, equals item.duration, and that should be it. So expire date, and we also want to tell them what to render. Well, we also want to pass along the item, so we can render the item. So item, and renderer will be renderer, and I can just tell them, fonts renderer is going to take in multiple components or props, and I want this to be this, and you can see, yep, so they take in like hours, minutes, seconds, completed, and pretty much. So what we need will be days. Well, yeah, so we need pretty much all those, but with date. So days, hours, minutes, seconds, is it completed or is completed? Completed. So what completed means is, is it already expired? Then props, and the props will be this item that we'll be using. Go here, here, and let's create it. So first of all, what we want to do is if completed, return now, because I don't want to show anything that expired. And what we want to return, so I want to return a column, and inside that column I want to return a card with a shadow small. Inside there I want to have a width of 100, and this is where our image will be. So we can actually do this, because we don't need anything inside. Let's give it a style. Let's give it a height of 320 px, and background image will be URL, and this is where we need to tell them to get a props dot image URL. So let's go back here. So props dot item, as we call it item, and inside that item, what we want image URL. Is it img or yep, img image URL. We want background size to be contained, background repeat to be no repeat, and background position to be center, and that should be it. So if we try to do this, Control S, well, we're not done yet, but let's just see what this looks like. So right here, so if it exists, obviously we don't want to do that, but we want to render the option cards this time. So I'm going to delete this and say okay, if this, actually we want to put it in a container too. Actually not container but row, and tell them to be more responsive. If it's too small, match your whole width. If it's too big, or it depends on the screen size, but yeah. So row calls 1 row calls sm, then I want to be 2, and row calls medium 3, and I want gap of 3. Oof. Okay, looks like I need to do this. 3, yep. Okay, that's fine. And what do I want to do? I want to render the dots.map, and it's going to give me, for each one of them I'm going to click dot, and what do I want to return? Return option part, and remember the item. Well, actually, what did I call it? Option part. Oh yeah, actually item will be dot, and I'll just set this as, actually I can just set it as dot.id. And let's try this. Let's go not here, up, and you can see this is fine. So let's go back to our option part and continue adding the rest of the data, such as the name of it, the title, description, blah blah blah. So let's do that. Okay, so right here, what we want now is part body, and inside there I want a p with a class of let, and a display sits that will have the item.title. So props.item dot I hope it's the title. Where's the title? Do I not have title? Oh, title's here, snake. Yep, so title, and inside here I want to display flats, justify content between, and line item center, and inside it I want a h5. Inside this h5 will be the days times 24. First, this will be hours, and plus hours, hr is hour, and minutes, minute, and seconds, save this, and you can see that's pretty much it. And now we want the description and the price and the button where you are able to click on the bid or not bid. So h5 up here, so we want description now, part text, and the description will be props.item.desc. Yep, okay, description. And below that I want to have actually I'm gonna copy this anyway. Actually I'll just retype. So display flats, justify content between align item center. Okay, and I want to group the button, so btn group, and inside here it will be the button, so btn outline secondary, and what do we want it to say? We want to say bid. Yep. So one thing also, if we are the owner, we don't want to see bid, but we want to see not bid, but cancel option. So the way to do this, we also want to pass down. So actually I'll just keep it simple. So let, well actually I want to put fonts because I'm never changing. Current user, use contacts, what contacts I want to use off contacts, and I'll just call it the owner current user and props.owner. So here on here props.owner. In props.owner is props.item.email. That means they are the same person. What do we want to do? We want to tell them same thing as this, but so let me go here. So here, so instead of a bit, and so option, and this will be bit. Oh, okay, it looks like there's something wrong. Because I'm pretty sure I'm the owner, am I not? Props.owner .email. Yep, okay. So let's test this. Yeah. So one way also here, current user is this. So we need to check because we're validating the props owner, and if the current user is false, this will be false and invalid. So what we want to do also is if props.owner doesn't exist, well, I can just say, so to make it simple, props.owner. If there's no props, actually here. If props.owner, what do we want to do? We want to show them, this, else, then show them, so props.owner.email is the same as props.item.email. What do we want to do? We want to pretty much copy the same thing. So from here to here, let's go here, 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 get rid of this. With props, okay, and let's try this works now. So log in, test@test.com, password, cancel option. If I sign out, that's test B. Do I have test B? Test.com, password. Don't have, so let me create a test B. Password. I should see bit also. So test B, bit, that's good. And that's pretty much it. So now we only need to implement the bit and the cancel option function. And that's pretty much it. So test B, you know what, since I'm here, I'm gonna create one. So I have snake, I have owl, starting price, don't here. Oh, not piano, but owl. And you should be able to see, we should have a, okay, so where is that option? At option, body, here, at option, where's the return? We also want margin Y3, at least spacing, that's good. Okay, so now we want, what do we want to do? What was I going to do? Oh, I needed to add the bit function. So I'm pretty lazy and I'm just going to do it in off context. Not good, because off context should be, only authentication stuff, but const bit option, and I'm gonna create another one called end option to keep it short. And bit option, what I'm gonna do is stay in the option ID, the price, and end option, I don't need the price, I only need the option ID. Bit option, what do I want to do with the price? So when the user clicks, so I need to display the value of that bit. So let's go back here, let's go here, so bit, okay, let's see, I think it should be here, Yep, so okay, so I want p dot display 6 and props dot item dot current price, if I'm not wrong. Yep, and we need to add a $sign. And let's see, oh, what's the well, actually I just type one extra. Yeah, so when the user clicks on bid, why is it like that? Display 6 props button price, why is the button fat? Outline secondary button group, that should not matter. You know what? Here. Yeah, that's fine, but why do I have a huge padding? You know what? That's fine. This unnecessary. I'll just keep it there. Okay. That's fine. Now, yeah, as I was saying, bid option. We want to have a option ID, so this object ID or document ID and price, and we just update the price to 10% more of what the user clicks, and that's pretty easy to do, you know. So bid option, first of all, let's see, why do we want it? So let's say new price equals price price divided by 100, then times 110. That's it. Okay, so hunts sorry, Firebase, well, Firestore app, then we tell them the collection options over S. What do we want to do? We want to return db dot, tell them what dot it is, which is the option ID, because I mean this is the ID, so this is the dot, so that's pretty fine. Then what do we want to do? We want to update, and we want to add a current price, so current price will be new price, and make sure current price, yep, current price. And we also want to add current winner. Well, current winner will be current user.email, so it keeps track or posts in the lead, and that's pretty much it. The end option is even easier. We can copy this, and what we want to do is just return db.dots and option ID, and there should be a delete, and that's it. Oh yep, bid and end, we need to pass down, so bid and option, and now we can use it in here. So what we want to do, we want to have access to both of this function, and you know what, just pass it down as props. And then when the user clicks on bid, so actually I also want to do a mass, not VAS. So when I'm logged out, when I click bid, I want to have a, you know, please log in or global message, and we just, so the one way I can do that while here and saving code is bid option. So if current user, do this, but if not current user, what do we want to do? We just want to return, well, actually we want to have a global message too, so we can say here global msg set global msg use state will be empty, not true, but I mean empty, and we just want to return use, well, not use, but set global message, please log in first. Save this, and if I press bid, so let's test that, props.owner, so if we are not logged in, what we want to do is on click it should be props dot I think bit option is going to take in, oh actually it doesn't matter, we can just do this. It will check, and let's check. Oh, we also want to display the message, so that should be in body. Actually let's put it in body, and we can put it above. So let's do this. Yeah, I think body should be fine. And we need to use this. So it's called global MSG. Make sure it's the same, and I need to pass along. Go here, global message as is. What do we want to do? Alert, and variant should be danger. What do we want to say? Global message. Actually, not danger, because we can also use this as site success. So we can say info. Please start in first. And yep, so when I click. So actually, I also don't want to keep displaying this. Well, actually, I want to display it, but after 5 seconds, it should at least get rid of it. But that is not important. Well, actually, it's very simple, so let's do it now. So use effect also. And this should be global message. So every time when global message, when there's global message, what do we want to do? We want once interval set timeout. Tell them once this finish, set global message to empty, and give it a 5-second wait time, and return. Here, timeout, and interval, and let's see, right here, and gone. 5 seconds, not sure if it's too long or too short, but who cares. So once we have that, once we log in, let's see, nope, sa@test.com, password, don't care. So if I bit, it's nothing but now. Okay, so once I'm logged in to this bit, what do I want to do? Go here, bit. So this will be props.item.id, and the props.item.current price. I hope so. CUR price, yes. And let's looks good. Item.id. Let's close this, and let's go here. Let's save this again. See here. Click. Oh, I mean it does, but I'm pretty sure I use math.flow. But you see also, once we're a bit, or once we're the current winner, test A, we want to disable the bit, because I can keep clicking, and that's, I mean, why would you want to bid if you're already winning? But yeah, so let's go to contacts. Did I not use floor? I see, I did not. Floor bit, and much better. So create card. We want, so now we want even a more what's that called, ternary operator. So if the owner is not the owner, we need to check if we are in like in the lead. So props dot owner dot email is the same as props dot item dot winner, current winner dot CUR winner. If it's the same, what do we want to do? We just want to say, no, p dot lead SQL sys. Well, actually, I don't want lead, I want display, and say you are the, no, I'll just say winner. Let's go here, winner, and let's test this by Control-C, Control-V, paste this, log in as a brand new, so if I click bit, this words, register, test, C at test.com, password, enter, bit, yeah, actually not sure. Okay, so I guess I need to update my, tell them to change the responsive requirements, but I mean somewhat responsive, but you know what, for now I'll just leave it and update it once I'm done. So this is done, so now we need to do the cancel option, and the option should be delete. So the cancel option should be one line code, should be here, cancel option. So this should be end option. We only need to submit the ID, refresh, let's see if it works for the other one, cancel, and it works. That's pretty much it. So not sure, I mean, I think I'm gonna end it as there, because this is pretty a long video, but in the future I'm going to add video or live recording, so the user or anyone can host an auction, and they can do whatever they want, and it's pretty cool seeing a live auction. I mean, I have read novels and the movies, they have the auction. I always like wanted to take part, and this is one way we can manage. So this is it. Let's see what else. Looks fine. I mean, you can make it nicer, put this in the center, update here and there. That's pretty much it. I also want to make a new function in the future. When you bid, or at least when you get outbid, you'll be notified through your phone, and that tells you, oh, your bid on OWL has been outbid by another user, and that's pretty much it. And you can see, oh man, I want that OWL, I'll go bid it again. And the use case of that is, right, you don't need to be on the computer every time. You can be like, I don't know, Chuck E. Cheese, and you'll be notified. You just need to log in through your phone and bid again. Yeah. So thank you, and I'll paste the code in the masters once I'm done. And yeah, so all my, I mean, if you're trying to steal my configs and all those and script mess, right, it's not gonna work. So I'm gonna delete everything, and when you want to test it, please use your own configs. Yep. Thank you, and bye bye.